Hi artists, in this video I'll be showing you a technique for using acrylic. You'll need a canvas that you've already drawn your image on. Make sure that whatever you're going to paint on, that you've created thick lines so that they don't go away when you're doing this next step. The second step is to tone the ground. You want to choose a medium value color, like this peach color for this painting that I did. And you're going to use your largest brush and quickly cover the whole ground or the whole canvas evenly with that tone. This is to cover all of the white spaces in the canvas. Then you can use a paper towel if you are working on a canvas board to pull out the lights. This creates a good base for establishing your values in the painting. If it dries too quickly, don't worry, you can always paint over it because you're using acrylic. You want to use a hairdryer between layers. It's very important that your painting is dry in between. The third step is to paint in local colors. So to look at your source image, I'm working from observation here. You can see the image in the upper right hand corner. And look at what's the color of each area in the painting. So I'm using blue for the background, a purple for the shadows on the mug, and a blue for the shadow, and a white, of course, for the table. Of course, you're going to dry between layers. The next step is to create tones of each color. You're going to gradually work step by step, just a little bit darker. Again, thinking of your values and going from medium, stepping down slowly to dark. You can see that I'm really caring for the edges of this painting, being very careful to maintain the drawing that I've already put so much work into. And I'm also using two different brushes so that I can blend back and forth between the tones to create a really round mug. Here's another time I dried. In step 5, you're going to continue to build up the layers in thin glazes. For your darks, you're not going to use any white. You're going to use water to create thin darks. And in your light areas, you are going to use white and thicker paint with less water to create those light areas. Gradually push your darks down. Make sure you're looking at your reference. You might not have black. You can see in my reference there is black in the background. You can use one of the smaller brushes to refine your edges. Also, you'll want to pick up your canvas so that you can see it. If you need to adjust the drawing, you can. You just need to paint in some thick layers of paint, maybe white or even gesso. And then you're finishing up with your darkest darks and your lightest lights. And if you take a look at this painting, I didn't go completely black in the background because I wanted some of that brush strokes and those layers to show through. With your highlights, you're going to use almost just straight white paint. However, you do need to mix a little bit of a color. Titanium white is a little bit too cool and it will look too jarring for your highlights. But they do need to be very thick with almost no water in the paint. So when you're done with your painting, leave it to dry for at least a day. That way you can come back to it and you can reevaluate whether your colors are right or whether you need to work on it a little bit more. In this case, I need to adjust the orange. When you are done, sign your work and glaze it with varnish. I hope you enjoy the acrylic technique.